In this example, we will learn how to animate a card flip 3 different ways. First of all, we'll do card flip, where a card just flips on top of a deck. Then another one where a card flips and goes to the table. And then a third one where a card is shown to the player and goes to the table. So 3 different ways of doing a card flip. Let's get started. We'll start with putting the deck on the board, setting it on the ground with snap to ground, and putting one card on top of it. Now, I could do this with just by estimating the correct place, but the easiest way to get it actually on top of the deck is to use the compass here and change the angle so that you can see it from the side. And then when you take the perspective off by clicking this button in the middle, it's very easy to drop the card to the right place. Then it's actually on top of the deck. And this doesn't take a long time to do properly, so I don't usually go with putting it in the exact right place I want it to be. So there we go. Let's save this. So we have a deck and a card that we're gonna work with. First of all, I'm going to duplicate this block since we're gonna do it 3 ways. So we'll have a working deck and the card ready to go. First of all, I'm gonna change the view a bit. Let's do an animation where the card flips on top of the deck. That is very easy to do. I will just record an animation, start raising it and turning it at the same time, like that. Then another segment, we still raise it and then we turn it more. Now it's 90 degrees, good. Then we turn it 45, we start dropping it, and then we just level it up. Easiest way actually here is just to use the reset rotation and scale in this case, so it's actually right evenly there. Also, it's a good idea when rotating to use the shift button, so it rotates in increments, so it actually snaps in the right angle every time. So let's drop it there, and once again let's go and have a look from the side, so it's actually in the right place. There we go. And that's it. That's the first card flip done. Now I want it to be a bit faster. It's very slow. So it's very easy to use the subtract 0.1 seconds option there on the bottom. Still slow. Not that it matters, but I want it to be perfect. There we go. And that's how you do the first card flip. Let's save this and close and move to the next one. In the next, our goal was to create the animation so that the card flips on the table. Now, actually, we could use this animation segment to do it in a way that we'll just change the end position of the first segment here, start moving it, change the end position of this here, even further, change the end position of the next one here, and then change the end position of where we want this to end up on the ground, for example here. There, let's see how it looks. That's actually pretty good. That's exactly how I would have done it also in the other animation segment. So actually we don't even need to go there. This is exactly how I wanted it to be. There you go. Let's look it in preview. It's a bit janky, of course. It has sharp corners, the animation segment, and you can solve that by adding more of these animation movement segments. But for this purpose, that's pretty good. It looks good. Okay, third way of doing that we want to do is, for example, we ask the players to raise a card from the deck, take a look at it, and then drop it on the ground. Or not on the ground, but on the table. So let's take a look how it's done. First of all, let's see how the card is. It's actually kind of the wrong way around, so that's good to know, since when we start moving it, we'll know how it should come. So let's start moving the card. Start an animation segment and start bringing it over like that. We start tilting it and moving it closer to the camera. That, then bring it even closer. Also at this point I actually start growing it in size, so I don't have to move it so far. It's an effect that I tend to use. Now, there we go. That's kind of a funny, you can see how the angle goes. So let's see how that it can be fixed. We want this to go a bit that way, so it doesn't look so janky. So that's a bit more natural. We'll start moving this already like a bit. Also, that should be a bit higher up. There. Okay. And let's once again make it a bit shorter and faster. Then you want to keep it there. Let's do a quick pause to 2 animation segments and then change the ending of the first segment. So this. So it goes up. It goes bigger and smaller, and then it starts dropping to the floor. Not on the floor, on the table. Yep. So let's start dropping this. Remember to reduce the size about there, and then I'm going to reset rotation and scale at this point. Just make sure to turn it with my shift pressed, so it will level up nicely. And let's make that a bit shorter as well, so a bit faster, like that. Then let's see how it looks like. Let's save this angle first of all. Close this and watch the preview. Card comes here, it shows the player, it's that, and then it's hidden there in front of the player. Perfect. So there are 3 ways on how to animate a card flip. One was on top of the deck, and then from the top of the deck to the side, and then the third one that you might end up using a lot is to show the card to the player, bring it very close to the player. You could see how close it is. Here, it even crosses the safe border, since we don't need to see the whole card, but bring it close so people understand we're talking about this card, and then it goes away. And that is it.